We noticed our avocado that was sitting right here was eaten, and you can see the rat's footprints where he dug in and was eating the avocado. So I cleared out the bottom of the sink because we heard some scratching noises coming from behind the dishwasher, which is a very common place for the rats to go, or the mice. And so we cleared it out, and you can actually see the feces here. And then you can see where the rat or the mouse was gnawing through the wood. And it's a very common habit. And with the feces, so what we're going to do is we're going to apply Detour right in that hole and have that rat or mouse get a nice surprise when he tries to come out. Now what I'm doing here is I'm going to be shooting the Detour straight into this hole, and I'm going to be going deep inside. I'm going to give it a few pumps there, so there's quite a bit back there for Mr. Rat or Mr. Mouse to get. And then I'm going to kind of just seal it up a little bit like this, and that's all there is to it. Okay, the rat ate the avocado here yesterday. I put gel on it, but then he went to this side and ate it again. So what I'm going to do is paintbrush the whole avocado tonight, so when he goes for it, he'll get the Detour on him. Meanwhile, I went ahead and I put some trays out with glue traps in between for tonight. I'm gonna pick them up this morning. Okay, because this rat is really smart. Oh, it looks like he got into this glue trap right here and moved it. Okay, right here you can see he moved it. Must have got out of it. And here's another one. Okay. And then over here, he actually took the Nutella off, right where I put it in the middle, and you can see his feet where we kind of spread it around. So he did get it on him. So now it's going to really bug him a lot. This is what it looks like before with the Nutella on there. So tonight I'm gonna clean this up, put it away back in the garage for the day. I'm gonna put him back out tonight, and then we're gonna go ahead and reintroduce the Detour gel and get this guy. It's a war, but we'll win. The rat actually got into this tree right here that I put down around the island where the avocado is at. So you can actually see there is some evidence of feces here. So in the other areas I didn't see any evidence of feces, so I finally found the feces, and we'll do it. So it's showing that he is hitting the Detour gel, and we'll eventually get him with all the chili in it. Okay, so now we smelled the mouse or rat here in the laundry room, and I placed a tray with Nutella on it right here in the corner for him. And this is where we saw some feces and urine. And then what I did was we leave this door open sometimes accidentally, so they must be getting in that way, because we noticed more feces in the garage. So what I did was I put the Detour gel just right around here, because that's how they'll crawl up along the corners into the house. So we went ahead and we found this room where it was at, and you'll be able to check around your house and see the different areas where the rat or the mouse was. Okay, I was checking behind the washing machine now and found an old sock, and of course there's more feces. And then so what I did was I put another tray there with Nutella on it. Okay, this is the second day or second night, and I removed them during the day because we have a 5-year-old, so didn't want him getting into it. So went ahead, put everything back, and actually put Nutella on all of them there, and I added an extra couple of trays, so right underneath here. All right, just like last night. And then what I did was I actually paintbrushed the entire, well, used a plastic knife and coated the entire avocado with Detour Gel rat repellent. You could see it ate in another area last night, so it did get gel on it in certain areas where we've noticed it hit the trays. Okay, it's the second morning here, and you can see here where the rat or the mouse got into the tray, and you can see where we spread it around right there on the edges. And we'll be checking the other trays, see if he hit those at all. Doesn't look like he hit this one at all. And let me look at this one right here. Doesn't look like he hit this one at all. And it looks like he hit this one area on this tray right here. So he hit a couple of trays today. So the rat left just a couple of feces right here, and the tray was in the corner right there. Okay, this is the third night, and so we put the Detour Gel out again with the trays and put the glue traps in between. But what we did this time was we took that avocado that Mr. Rat or Mr. Mouse was eating, and we cut it up and we placed it on top with the Nutella. So maybe we'll get more hits with the avocado. Or Mr. Mouse or Mr. Rat could possibly be gone now already. So my wife smelt some mouse or rat, and in the laundry room area, so it could be somewhere out there and could have died. We're not sure yet, so it's not our fault. It's just he persisted and he stayed, and so the rats or the mouse don't have the ability to regurgitate, so the capsaicin could have made him really sick, but we're not sure yet. So we put the avocado out with the trays tonight. Okay, so we'll look to see what happens tomorrow morning. Okay, it's the fourth day in the morning, and I didn't put anything out because I wanted to see what would happen. And I discovered that the rat or the mouse had taken the tangerine that was half eaten on the counter and brought it down to the floor. And you can see where he ate it. So obviously he's not gone out yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the Detour gel trays out again tonight, and this time we'll put some tangerines on it. It's a war, and at least we have something that can be proactive about it. Otherwise you're just setting out glue traps and snap traps and just hoping for the best. So we're gonna keep getting this guy and making him get gel on him until he can't handle it anymore and leaves. Okay, it's the morning of the 5th day. No feces, absolutely no urine trail, and he didn't take the tangerines from the tile. There's no evidence of any footprints or markings. So, looks like he didn't touch it. But we heard it in the oven. So, rather than open the oven and have him come running out, we just turned it on. So, we'll take a look a little bit later. Okay, so I'm not even bothering cleaning this up. Just gonna leave it in its natural state with all the feces. Shot some gel back there along the edges, and then some edges over there, and let Mr. Rat get more product on him and make him really weaken him through all the capsaicin till he finally decides to leave. It's a war. Okay, it's the 6th night now, and I'm going to use another tube of Detour gel, and this is a tile that we left last night, and the rodent came back, the rat or mouse, and he ate even more of the potato. So we're just going to leave everything here, and we're going to add 3 more tiles next to it to make it even harder for him to get to it, not just one. So we prepped this one already, and we're going to go ahead and put Detour on these 2 other tiles here with the knife and caulking gun. And what's great about these tiles is these 4 tiles will literally last for another 2 to 3 years active, and so you can use them in any other areas of your home or garage, or just leave them in your garage as a like a safeguard underneath the cabinets or whatever you have to guard against rats coming in again. Okay, so use the caulking gun, and we have 4 tiles right here for Mr. Rat or Mr. Mouse to come so he can keep eating his potato. So we left everything here. We had a waffle maker here, we took it away. Oops. We had a waffle maker here, we took it away, and a jar of flour and sugar, so make it a better path for him. And he's coming out from here, we're pretty sure, because I saw some black rub marks here from his fur on the tile. You can kind of see, kind of got dirty here also. So we're gonna let him roam around here and get onto the gel, onto the tile, if he does do that. If he doesn't, and what we're gonna do is we're just gonna pump a whole bunch of the Detour gel right in back here, so it will be right where he's stepping on. Like I said, all we're doing right now is we're hunting him down, and we're trying to get as much gel on his feet, and then he just gets it on his fur, eyes, nose, mouth, and butt, and it'll basically break him down and weaken him to a point where he will, if he doesn't leave, we will find him and he'll be full of gel. So anyways, we'll look tomorrow morning. Okay, so the rat or mouse did not step on any of these tiles, and we just left the existing potato that he was eating and he didn't touch it. So what we're going to do today is we're going to be placing Detour gel right in the back of the oven here where we know he's coming out of, or we think he's coming out of, to cut off another space. So we're just going around trying to have him get as much gel on him as possible and just hunting him down and having him step in the gel, and that way we'll go ahead and take care of the issue. But he's not obviously stepping into the tiles that we're placing out where he's at, so we're gonna have to go behind where he's hiding and just keep attacking those areas. Okay, so we'll see what happens tomorrow. Okay, we finally figured out where the rat is going. So he was eating his potato again before, and I just left it there. But what I did, and I couldn't figure out how he was getting in there, but he must be really big, so I put all the vinyl tile around so there's no way he can kind of bend over and eat it. And so you can see he didn't touch it. This is just from before, and I have all the vinyl, 6 vinyl tiles out now, all surrounding the potatoes. And then now I can see clearly the footprints of the rat right here, and then you can actually see the gel right there where he's actually hitting it. So he is hitting the gel now, more so it looks like. So it's really good. So what we'll do is keep hunting him down, and I don't see any feces or urine trail around the kitchen. So I don't know where he's going still. So anyways, it's good because the more gel he gets on him, even though it's a little bit on his feet, he'll keep spreading around, and eventually he'll succumb to it, because he is not leaving. Okay, I was going to remove the tile for the day because I have a 5-year-old son and didn't want him to get into it, but I finally saw concrete proof that he really is getting desperate. So you can see he spread the Detour all here, and then you can actually see his footprint here. So that's fantastic. So finally he's getting into it more and more now. So we're really desperate, and we're weakening him more and more. If these were glue traps or snap traps, there's no way that he'd be hitting it. But with a Detour, he will go through it. That's fantastic. Look at that right there. Spread it back here, and it's fantastic. Okay, I think this is like the 7th night, and I'm setting up again. I'm putting the tiles out. I'm actually adding more gel that I got off the trays back onto some of the tiles, and I'm smoothing out the tiles, and that way I can see the footprints the next night, or the next day, tomorrow morning. Okay, let's see what happens tomorrow. I'm gonna actually add tangerines to the area to sweeten it up for him because he liked the tangerines. I'm going to go ahead and take this potato away and just leave the other potatoes here. Okay, I was just wiping up the counter right now, and you know what? I think I ended up wiping off some rat urine. See how yellow it is right there? And it was right there on the counter. So, and then see, you can kind of see it right here on the edge of this little thing. So, I mean, as a homeowner, what are you gonna do? I mean, the pest control operator is gonna come over, but he doesn't know where the rats are going. And you as a homeowner see everything. So you can't set snap traps or glue traps on the counter. So literally the only product that's available to the market is Detour Gel Rat Repellent. I'm going to show you a better look of what the setup looks like. So what we did was we put 6 12 by 12 vinyl tiles up now to make it really hard for this rat to avoid it. And you can see how much of an area we needed to put it. But this is an area he's coming into now. He's getting more desperate because he's hitting more and more of the jail, so he's making a lot more mistakes, and I'm sure he's not feeling very well. So this is the counter area. This is where the oven, we placed the Detour gel down here, and we just left it there. You can see the feces there. So for sure he's not coming down here. He was coming underneath the sink here, and there's no signs of him back there anymore, going into the dishwasher area. And this is where I discovered the urine here. So okay, so you kind of see more of the layout of what it looks like and what we're dealing with, the typical home right here. Okay. Okay, it's the next morning, and you can see that the rat did get to the other potatoes, but he is really smart. Okay, you can see the actual footprints that are coming here. So you can see the footprints coming right here. Okay. And then he turned the corner here and he found a spot in the tile that doesn't have the gel on it. So what we did was on the very ends, we didn't paintbrush it with gel. So it's easy to carry. And so that's the mistake we made, is that he went along this little path right here where there's no gel on both sides. And then he's tall enough to get in there and just reach over and eat the potatoes. So this guy is really smart. So what we're gonna have to do tonight I mean, is just paintbrush right here, all this area where he just kind of ran through. And it doesn't look like he got literally any gel on him today. Looking here closer, So, oh, he did get a little bit. He did get a little bit. So yeah. So, okay. We know what to do tonight. Okay. I'm putting away the towel for the day. And I discovered that Mr. Rat did hit it. So you can kind of see it was in the same place again as the last time. So he hit it right here and he spread it again. There we go, and here he hit it more. So he is getting it on him. So the more he gets on him, the more it'll keep weakening him until he'll basically not be able to handle it anymore. If we had put out glue traps, he'd be avoiding the glue traps altogether. But at least with Detour, they do keep hitting it with a chili in it. Okay, it's next night now, and I took off that second level that was there. The rat's climbing up somehow way up here and coming down onto this level right here, and then into the potatoes, climbing back up underneath the cabinet here and coming back somehow. That's what we're thinking at this point. So we're going to remove that second level out, and that will force him to get into the gel, Detour gel on the tiles even more now. As you can see, there are no open gaps now. It's all paintbrushed edge to edge because this rat is so smart. Okay, so we'll see what happens tomorrow morning. It's a war. Okay, it's the next morning and the rat came back again. Now, I don't see any footprints anywhere here. I don't see any Detour gel here either, along the walls here, but I do see that he left the trail of the potatoes, but I don't see any grease. Maybe just a little bit, but it's obvious he's going back here. So our camera that was here didn't pick up the movements because he was so small. So we're gonna get some adhesive tape and mount it here. Okay, that's it. Okay, we took the cameras out of this area and we had it right here filming, and last night the rat didn't touch the potatoes at all because the little blue light came on every time there's a motion sensor. So we literally got 1,000 notifications on our iPhones through the Blink webcam we were using, but the rat, we couldn't find the rat. We didn't even see it. So I think he could have been poking his head and looking at the lights. So anyways, I put one entire tube onto the tile because before it was just lightly put on there, but now we're putting it at the nice thick, which we always recommend. I was just trying to be cheap and try to stretch it. So now we went with the heavy guns and we put a whole bunch of gel on there, an entire extra tube around the tiles here. So I started from the edges and worked my way toward the middle because that's where it's going to be heading. Unless this mouse or rat, I'm pretty sure it's a rat, is flying, but this is crazy. But You know, if I put glue traps or snap traps out, trap shy, too smart, but with the gel, at least he's coming back and hitting it. So we'll put more gel on and we'll see what happens tomorrow. Okay, so I put a lot more gel on and I took the cameras off because it was obviously distracting him from coming into potatoes. He did get to the potatoes and he did spread some gel onto these other potatoes. So you could see his foot marks right there. It's the first time I've seen these foot marks. And right here, because I put the gel on a lot thicker. The only thing I can't figure out is I don't see him spreading the gel onto the tile. And it's obvious that he looks like he's trailing it back into in the back. So I see I see a little bit of gel here, so you can pick it up, and I can see a lot better with my iPhone. And so he's getting more and more gel on him now, which is going to really mess him up. So what I'm going to do is pretty soon, what I'll do is I'll incorporate the glue traps and see if he makes mistakes, because he was able to avoid them before. So anyways, okay, so the rats actually hit the potato here, and we actually caught it on video last night, and this is where we put the camera. And so we saw that it kind of jumped and leaped over here. We'll put it in this video, and it did spread quite a bit of the gel. So he's walking all over it. So obviously he's not feeling that great. So now I accidentally left the potatoes out here yesterday, and that actually had some Detour gel rat repellent on it. I was going to throw it away, but I didn't. And he only spent a little bit of time over at the other area because I think the blue light that comes on when the motion detector comes on scared him. So you could see the grease from yesterday and where he ate, and you can actually see there's a lot of grease, red Detour gel rat repellent grease residue. So it's a war, but I'm sure he doesn't feel that great from all the capsaicin in his system. So I'll go ahead and set it up again tonight and remove this area, all the potatoes here, and we'll set up a second camera over here tonight so we can actually see him. And we think he's crawling out of right here out of the oven. Okay, so we've had the trap set up every night like this, right here and right here, and the rat has not come out for 4 nights now. So I'm pretty sure at this point now he has so much gel on him that he's pretty much, he took off. So anyways, we're gonna wrap this up, and yeah, no more rat. Thank you, bye. Okay, we got the rat. It's stuck right there in that glue trap right there. So we did finally get it. So I'm gonna go ahead. So you can see him, he's trying to crawl up. So we got him. And what I did was I put these glue traps down with tangerines on it. And yeah, he got a lot of Detour gel on him finally, so he finally made the mistake and hit the trap. Okay, we got him finally. Whoop, and there he is. right there.